As a financial advisor, possibly one of the most commonly asked questions that someone will ask us is, how much money do I need to retire? Now, I'll answer that question, but I'll also start off by saying I think it's the wrong question to be asking. This is going to be a very nerdy video, and so unlike a lot of other videos, I'm actually going to recommend that you jump ahead to the future time signature, so that way you get the answer to the right question as opposed to the question being asked. That being said, let's dig into it. So first, here's the magic formula for a basic retirement calculator, and it's got a lot of different variables to it. You can see here we are accounting for the current income, the inflation rate, the number of years, your future withdrawal rate, your current starting savings, as well as the anticipated rate of return. So let's break this down into different sections. We'll start with the required future income. And what it does is it accounts for what your current income is, or the income that you're anticipating living off of at some future date. In this case, $100,000. What we're also accounting for is inflation. In this, I went ahead and put in 3%, and I'm also anticipating that we're going to have this person retire in 25 years. Now, what you'll see is after 25 years, that $100,000 of today's dollars is the same buying power, the same spending power as $209,000 at some point in the future. What this screen shows is just the significant impact that inflation has over a long enough period of time, and how in order to be able to keep the same amount of money in today's dollars, you need to anticipate some sort of future dollars. So $100,000 becomes effectively $209,000. Now, I also included a withdrawal rate. Now, one of the things that's sort of a rule of thumb within the industry is that you should live off of about 4% when it comes to your withdrawal rate. So in this case, you just simply take the value of that formula. In our example, 100,000 became 209,000, and divide that by 4%, and that gets you to $5.2 million. So if you want to jump ahead to the answer in terms of how much money do I need to have the same spending power as today's dollars, in this case 100,000, it needs to become 209,000, and really that needs to be coming off of a portfolio of $5.2 million. But that's just the future side of it, to address how do you live off of the required future income. The next component of it is, well, how much money do I need to save for retirement? And we could do this by calculating the future value factor. It's a mouthful, but effectively what we're doing is we're anticipating if we're going to get a 7% rate of return over 25 years, what do I need to divide that $5.2 million by to come up with the amount that I need to be saving every single year as it grows by 7%. So in this case, at 7% over 25 years, that factor that we need to divide by is 63.249, effectively 63 and a quarter. Now, it could be that you have some money set aside. Let's assume that we have $250,000 of today's dollars set aside in some sort of investment. Well, just like we were anticipating that it's going to be growing at a 7% clip, we could also compound this rate of return by 7% over 25 years and see that we anticipate that this $250,000 is going to grow to be $1.3 million. Now, if you take the sum of those two numbers, divide it by 63.249, you come up with $61,306.65 that needs to be saved every single year. So there's your answer. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I believe there's a better question that should be asked, which is, what type of lifestyle do I want to have in retirement? Now, certainly money is a significant factor when it comes to retirement, but more importantly, what do you want to do with that money? Do you want to live off of it? Do you want to be charitable with it? Do you want to pass it on to the next generation? What type of experiences do you want to have? Do you want to travel? Do you want to buy a vacation home or a boat or an RV? All those things play into the question of what type of lifestyle do you want to have in retirement. Answering that question engages the heart more than just the head, because it speaks to what do you want to do when you're in retirement, and then also what are you willing to do to get to retirement? What are the sacrifices you're willing to make now for a future date? And then once you're in retirement, how much risk do you need to take on to be able to maintain the lifestyle that you're looking for? Now, all of this is really academic. There's only a few variables that I've accounted for in this, and when we go through a financial plan with a client, we go through a lot more of the process that digs into some of the other elements that play into it, like what happens with marriage or divorce or kids in college, as well as what is the actual timing of retirement for you specifically. Social Security also is a significant factor that plays into that, as well as health consideration. All of those things take a lot more consideration than what was spelled out in this formula. As always, if you need help planning out your specific situation, we could sit down together either in person or online and go over all the considerations that need to be addressed as it applies to you specifically. I'd like to hear your story and address any fears, as well as challenges and opportunities that you have, so we can provide you with the guidance and strategies that you need so you can be successful.